Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah Burgett. And today I'm going to be filming a video talking about all of my sources of income, my new job, and just getting you guys updated on all that kind of stuff because I've been getting a ton of DMs on my Instagram and on my Twitter, and you guys just want to know what's up. And I'm ready to tell you what's up, so let's get it. I wanted to spice up the look a little today. This is something that I would have worn all the time when I was living in LA. In Cincinnati, Ohio, not as, what's the word?
I was looking for the word accepted, so there you go.
You know what? I should just wear this look out anyways because I feel good in it. I was taking some selfies and I'm like, yeah, this is it. I wish I had my black bandana though because I can't find that one, but whatever. Anyways, like I said, I'm going to be telling you guys all about my sources of income and like my new job and stuff in this video. I was gonna ask you guys specific questions, but I did that in my last video and I didn't want it to be too similar to my last video, just like questions and answers. So I'm just gonna kind of ramble on, spiel. I have some coffee I was drinking. It's actually like pumpkin pie creamer, which I was a little scared of at first. I don't know, I thought it was gonna be a little too sweet for me, but it's so good. So if you guys have a Carabello coffee near you, I don't know if it's actually a chain or if it's just local, but oh, it's so good. Anyways, I'm already rambling and getting off topic. So throughout my whole life, I have always been a working bee. It's how I was raised. It's just in my blood. I just love working. Yeah. So I remember specifically when I was like 15 years old. I know that like most people can't get a job when until they're 16. And I was 15 years old and I was Googling like anything, any way I could get a job. I was making duct tape wallets for you guys. I was selling duct tape wallets for like $7 or $8, sending them out to you guys with a little handwritten note, and it was super fun. But you know, as my audience got older and as I got older, it was not as popular. So that was like, you know, getting me by, able to support my makeup habits at the time. If you remember Beauty Please 101 days.
Oh man, I have this, and this, and this, and this.
And yeah, so as soon as I was like 15 and a half, like about to turn 16, I like figured out my local YMCA was gonna let me work at a concession stand of our outdoor pool, which I was super excited about. It was like first job, like this is gonna be so much fun. It was only over the summer, so it wasn't gonna get in the way of high school or any of my like, activities and extracurriculars and stuff. So I was like, let's do it. I went, wore the weirdest outfit for my interview, but I landed the job. My older brother actually got the job too, so we like worked there together. I couldn't even drive, but I was so hyped to be able to work, and I would work my butt off and I would get a paycheck and I would go to Target and sit in the freaking aisle and spend that paycheck on makeup and then make YouTube videos about it. Like that was my and I was just making YouTube videos, not getting paid at all, just having fun with it. All of a sudden, my parents checked the mail and I had a check in the mail from Google AdSense. Now, this is before anyone, like people say I'm like an OG YouTuber, like whatever, only because I started YouTube in 2011, which was like, it was like where people kind of started watching it and making their own videos. I don't know how I had this weird confidence to make videos in the first place. I literally think back and I'm like, why did I think that I could teach people how to do makeup when I didn't even know how to do makeup? I don't know. I have no idea who that girl is, but love her for getting me where I am today. Anyways, yeah, I ended up figuring out I was getting like 0.05 cents a view, and as soon as you hit 100, you get a check in the mail or you get a direct deposit. And I was like, what? And I freaked out. I was like, I'm doing something I love to do that I thought was just a hobby and I can get paid for this? What? It was super cool, and it made me realize that I can get paid for doing what I absolutely love to do the most, which was making content for the internet. And that's kind of when I kicked my channel into full gear. I was still working, but I would work, and then as soon as I got home, I was filming a video once a day. My vlog channel, my collaboration channel with my friend, my main channel here. I was doing as much as I could, literally doing the most. which I am so thankful. I always had like a really good work ethic, and I knew where I wanted to go, and I didn't let any bullying stop me. You know, I was trying to be very under the radar, but some people did catch on, and it was not easy to push through the negativity and, you know, believe in myself, but I did it anyways. And look at like me 10 years later, it paid off. In my eyes, it's paid off. You know, you guys might think I'm a flop, but I know in life, everyone's exactly where they need to be, and I know this is exactly where I need to be right now. So yeah, that's how I started getting paid from YouTube, and it just kept excelling to the point where like the next 2 summers, so the next summer I did work at the concession stand again. The next summer I was making so much money off of YouTube in brand deals that I didn't need to go back to my job. It was legitimately not worth my time. I was getting like $4 or $7.50 an hour, no tips. Yeah, and I was doing the math, and I was like, over the course of 4 hours I could film and edit a video and upload it. And yeah, it just like didn't make sense. So I was like, all right, we're doing YouTube full time. And that's what I did. It was really, really cool to be able to do that, quit my day job and do what I loved. Not until. It's still amazing to be able to do this. Like, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm so thankful, but I definitely did take it for granted. As that money was coming up, I didn't know what to do with it. I was raised in a upper-ish class. I'm not someone whose parents like handed them money, which I'm thankful for, because, you know, I learned that I need to work for everything I have, and I want a lot. So I worked a lot, you know what I mean? I wasn't letting like me not being raised in a really wealthy family make me different from Make It by Mandy, who had a fridge that looked like a cabinet, you know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. I wasn't gonna let that make me behind. So I went and did YouTube all through high school. I was daily vlogging for a while. Just, you know, it was second nature to me. I never knew anything different. And then I had a lot of saved up because of brand deals and stuff. And yeah, it became to the point my senior year where I had to choose if I wanted to go to college or if I wanted to do the typical route of most people who were doing what I was doing, which was move to LA, get a place, and do this full-time forever. Now, I had no idea what my purpose was in life other than what I was doing, but I know that my parents have always been very, very pro-college. My mom actually didn't go to college, and she was in a job where she was like one of the best at what she was doing, but she was explaining that she would be making double what she was making only if she had a degree. And I thought about it, and I was just like, not only do I want to make my parents happy, like they raised me, and I, you know, owe it to them to, like, I don't know, like I just owe it to them, you know? They literally gave birth to me, you know? But, you know, I also wanted the college experience. I wanted to be able to live in a dorm. I wanted to have the stories to tell my kids, that kind of thing, which I know is like kind of weird to like spend all this money to go to college to get, but it's also education. Like I'm gonna like make my mind grow. So anyways, it was literally push comes to shove, and I was like, okay, I guess I'll go to college, and I didn't know where to go, so I just went to the closest college near me, which is University of Cincinnati, which I love. Go Bearcats. So I keep going off topic, kind of, not really. Anyways, I went to college. My parents said they'd pay for half. I could pay for all my utilities. They paid for my rent-ish, like while I was in school, as well as I was doing good in school, right? I'm so thankful. So instead of using that $20,000 that I saved up over all of my years of YouTube, I used that on my tuition instead of moving to LA, which is cool. I was investing in myself, I should say. And then I got into college life, and whew, was college a trip. I will let you guys know if you're new here, I graduated last spring, so like spring of 2019. No COVID college for me, luckily, thank God. I'm so sorry if you guys are going through that right now. But I went to college. My priorities kind of got jumbled. I was having a lot of fun. I was realizing what it's like to be fully responsible for myself. I turned from high school to college really from an introvert to an extrovert, kind of because I had to, because I was not able to hermit in my room and film videos all the time. I was only comfortable filming videos when my roommate wasn't in the room and we were sharing a room. And it was one of those things where I wasn't on my own time schedule anymore. I had to see when she could leave the room and, you know, edit when it was convenient for me and there wasn't something fun going on. But in college, there's so many fun things going on all of the time, you know what I mean? You really have to have discipline. In my first couple of years in college, I did not have the best discipline. I had discipline when it came to schoolwork, but you know, YouTube just felt like more schoolwork for me, and it wasn't like something that I was excited to do, which like looking back, I'm like, why? Because it was like my full-time career, and I would have never needed a job if I just was consistent with the content I was putting out. But it came to the point where I was, you know, partying a little too much, caring too much about my social life, my sorority and all that stuff, that I wasn't consistent on YouTube. And it felt like maybe 2 weeks had gone by, but 2 months had gone by since I posted or even talked about posting. And I remember getting DMs and people like, where the F are you? And that added stress to me rather than me getting encouraged to make a video. So then when I did come back and make a video, it was not as authentic because it's not what I wanted to sit down and do. Is what I felt like I had to sit down and do it as like an assignment or something. I don't know if that makes any sense. I'm just telling you like where my mindset was. And yeah, as 3 or 4 months went by, I didn't upload anything. I definitely took YouTube and you guys for granted, which I will always regret. I don't like having regrets in life, but I will regret that because, you know, I had gained trust over so many years and lost it just like that because I said I'm uploading every week and I didn't. And I said that in my last video and I didn't, but guess what, it's the next week, so like no excuses. So of course the subscribers, the views are going down, my paychecks are going down. My spending, however, is going up because I'm having so much fun. I had all this money that I could spend. If I wanted to go out to eat and my friend didn't have money for it, I was spending it because I was like, oh, this money was coming in. But I had lost the track that like my money was coming in because I was working hard for it. I had stopped working hard but kept spending like I had money, if that makes sense. So I was kind of just like lost. Sophomore and junior year came around. Junior year was super hard academically and I was lost. I didn't know if YouTube is what was meant for me because I saw the numbers go down and I thought that my subscribers would be loyal to me, but I wasn't being loyal to them. I wasn't giving them the content that they wanted and needed, and I was taking them for granted. It's just exactly what happened, and I like thought that I deserved all this, but I didn't. I only deserved it at the time because I was putting out the content. So this video is gonna be a little long. So I was running out of money basically. Like my tuition is coming up, $5,000 a semester. It was $10,000 a semester, but I had to pay $5,000 a semester. I was like, okay, shoot. It had gotten to like my junior year, second semester, and I had to put my tuition on a credit card. Now, I don't know why I wasn't financially smart enough to take out a loan, but I was like, oh, I have this credit card that used to make a lot of money, so they made my credit limit really high. So I am just gonna, you know, put like quarter of that for my like tuition this month, whatever, and then I'll find a job or keep doing YouTube, whatever. It's always in the back of my mind like, oh, I can pick up YouTube back again whenever I want, right? And so I was spending on my credit card way too much. I lived in LA that summer, great, but I lived in LA on my credit card, right? Saying, oh, I'm going to LA, my manager lives out there, it's gonna like boost my career, but I still wasn't putting the actual work in. Filming, editing, uploading is not that hard. Like it's not that hard, but I just like I don't know if it was like laziness or just my work ethic like declined. Yeah, it was just my priorities were not straight, and it is what it is, and you live and you learn. And I learned. I learned when my credit card bills each month started being just as much as my interest was, and I was like, your girl needs a job. All my friends are bartending at this point, and I was like doing some social media work for the bar, but it wasn't paying the bills. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to get a job. And so I was like, hey, like, do you mind if I go behind the bar a couple of times a week? My camera died and it took me an insane amount of time to find my charger and my backup battery. So I apologize for that. Maybe change the scenery, I don't know. Also, what was my last thought? I'm just gonna move on. So basically, I got a job at the bar. I started bartending every single day, grinding to get that credit card paid off at least a little bit to be able to pay my bills and just be less stressed. Since I was bartending every day, my hours were like 8 p.m. 4 a.m. I would go sleep till 2, be just like in bed all day, and then get up at 6, eat, and go to work. Still not a great schedule, or just not the best for a YouTuber, if that makes sense. I'm all about living your best life, but that lifestyle, as amazing as it was and how great the instant gratification of the money was, especially going home with cash, was great, it definitely took a toll on me a little bit. I was allowed to, not allowed to, but we did like drink behind the bar. I always had this mindset of work hard, play hard, but I mixed my work and my play together. So I was going out and working basically like every night. And my days off, we would spend our money with all my friends who are bartenders on Mondays and Tuesdays and going out. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense. So I ended up having a lot more fun. I'm just someone who likes to have fun like while they're working. Obviously, like if you have to work, like why would you have a bad time there? I don't know. Anyway, basically I was bartending day in, day out, getting as many hours as I could in until this crazy pandemic happened. I obviously couldn't work. I was luckily on unemployment, but I still did not have my priorities straight. I didn't know where I wanted to go in life. I had a degree. I was bartending and making money to live, but not to survive. Like I wasn't making any money to save. I was just paying my bills, which is like fine. That's how a lot of 23-year-olds are. But quarantine kind of flipped my life upside down. I was keeping myself so busy. It forced me to take a step back and realize like, wow, like this is where my life is right now. And I don't know where I want it to go. And it's kind of just a scary thought. Like you're at this age where you're supposed to know what the heck's going on in life. And I had no idea what I was doing. I was just drinking to pass the time and ignore my responsibilities. I was, you know, working, such thing as a workaholic. Like I was becoming a workaholic so I didn't have to think about what I wanted out of life. And I spent a lot of quarantine at the beginning kind of numbing the pain of like reality, I guess, especially since reality was really, really hard when the pandemic came. And then the world is very confused right now, I think, and I'm a part of that. We're all a part of that. Just very interesting times. A lot of us have never lived through, obviously none of us have lived through a pandemic. Never thought this would happen in my whole entire life. It's crazy that this is going to be in textbooks. You know what I mean? It's going to be one of those things people are learning about in history, as well as so many other things that are going on right now. I'm an empath. It weighs heavily on me. I got very introspective and realized like the way I was living is not the way I wanted to live. So it came to a point where I was realizing the $700 a week, which was amazing, it wasn't gonna happen anymore. It went down to $130 a week, and I was trying to survive. My rent's $700 a month. I was not able to pay that, and I started to apply to any and every job possible. Unfortunately, the only jobs available right now are basically sales positions in restaurant and bars. I didn't want to be in the service industry right out of college. I wanted to actually put something on my resume, so I was applying to jobs anyways, and then I got an interview at this job. I'm not gonna name it just for like privacy's sakes, but I got an interview at this marketing agency where I live, which was really, really cool. It's kind of a sales position, marketing position, but it was basically Thursday through Monday, 9 to 5. And I didn't know how I'd feel about it at first. I hate being the new girl, if that makes sense. I like being, the reason I stayed at the bar so long is because I opened up the bar when they opened. So I was like the OG there, and I was kind of the senior, like I had seniority by the time I left. And that was hard to leave because, well, I was forced to leave, but it was hard to not come back because I was one of the main OGs there. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I helped them create the brand for that bar. That's not like me taking any credit at all. It's just like, you know, environments are made up of the people that are in them, and I was in there every day. You know what I mean? So yeah, I decided to give this job a shot. It was basically marketing, but it was like we were getting put out on location. I was like, it's like a sales, like we're working on campaigns. Our campaign right now is NRG, which is an energy company, and we're just helping the community get in the know about how they can get lower rates on that energy bill so they're not like getting crazy high bills during the pandemic. That's basically what I'm doing right now. So every day I wake up from 9 to 10 and I have a Zoom meeting, and then at 10 o'clock they tell us where to go on location, and then we go, and then we kill it till 5. We can stay off if we want, and then we go home. And at first I was like, I don't know if that's my thing, but after the first few weeks, oh my gosh, I absolutely love it. And I'm the type of person who said I never want a 9 to 5, but I think it's just because I have such a bad stigma to a 9 to 5. I've never tried one, so how can I, you know, talk about something I've never tried. So I was like, you know what, whatever, I'll give it a shot. Turns out I'm a month in right now and I absolutely love it, and I'm surprisingly good at it because of the work ethic that I realized I wanted to have. And this company is really into self-motivation, being your best, most productive, authentic self, everything that I stand for that I had lost track of over the years. I used to be very motivational speaker-ish on this channel, and that is what a lot of you guys resonated with. You said, like, you watched my videos and you kind of just had a breath of fresh air on life, and that's something I take a lot of pride in, because my favorite YouTubers, I love to watch people where I can watch their videos and just feel better about where I am in life and where I'm supposed to be, and not so caught up in all the madness, you know? So that's kind of what that job gave me. And on top of that, that gave me, it's stimulating my mind every day. Like I should be, but I wasn't while I was bartending and in this pandemic, just like having fun. I wasn't stimulating my mind. And now that I'm stimulating my mind, I'm like, oh my gosh, like there's an abundance of things that are out there that are waiting for me. They're just waiting for me to reach out. I really believe that everything happens for a reason, and this job found me exactly when I needed to find this job, and I am absolutely loving it. And I just want to let you guys know to, like, work does not have to be this thing that is looked down upon. Like, I get excited to wake up and go to work every day. I'm so much better on it's almost like a high school schedule for me. I was so good at YouTube in high school. I'm so much better on a schedule that's not a bartending schedule. Waking up, having breakfast, you know, getting my makeup done. Actually, doing my makeup every day is something I would do for bartending when I bartended, but then not in the morning. I would wait till like 8 p.m. Just feeling good about myself, waking up, having my coffee. It's just being on a routine for me personally is just so beneficial. But yeah, I wanted to read some quotes that my work has actually read off to us in the mornings before we go out to the field. And I've been tweeting a lot of these, so you guys probably have seen some of them. Your potential is God's gift to you, and what you do with that potential is your gift to God. I love that. That is, God gives us, even if you don't believe in God, this universe, the higher being, your potential is there. Everything has to do with what you do with that potential. And so many people throw away their potential, either not believing in themselves, getting caught up in their day-to-day like I did, or just feeling stuck or depressed. It's so easy to feel like you don't have potential, especially with social media nowadays, where you're seeing so many people brag about their accomplishments and their potential that they're using the way they should, and then it makes you think, like, do I even have the potential to get there? And it's really easy to get caught up in your thoughts and stuff like that. But everyone has an abundant amount of potential, and you can easily throw it away. I almost threw it all away because I didn't take a step back and actually make a goal, not only a 3-month goal, but a 6-month goal, a year goal, and a 5-year goal. In my interview, they asked me where I want to be in 5 years, and I hadn't even thought about it. And now it's something I do once a week. I go through my goals, and it is so encouraging, and I really recommend everyone to do that. If you want me to make a whole video on goal setting, I would love to, because it's something that I'm learning in my job every day as being a leader and training others and interviewing people, which I have been promoted already in my job, which is like super cool. So I'm doing all those things now. I'm teaching other people now what I'm learning, which is what I want to do with you guys. Again, I needed to find my niche, and this job gave me my niche, and that's just helping people be their best selves. I basically couldn't do that until I was radiating at my highest self. And trust me, I am not at my highest self. I don't think any of us are ever going to be at our highest selves. There is something we can do every day to push us a little further. There's something that my boss actually did. He said, raise your hand as high as you can, then raise it a little higher. And it's funny because you raise your hand, and he said as high as you can, which is right here. And that's where your goals are usually set. And they say, and then raise it a little higher. And that's where your goals should be, because there's always more you can be doing to make yourself better and to keep pushing and thriving. And yeah, this was like me talking about my, like, how I get income, basically, more into like a motivational but that's just how I feel about life right now, and I'm really happy I've gotten to this point. It's something that when I was at my lowest point a year back, I never thought I'd be here. And it makes me want to tear up a little bit, because it's crazy, because even if you don't know where you're going in life or what you're gonna do, you know, everything will work out in your favor as long as you use that potential, you use every day as a blank canvas, and you paint it the way you want to. So yeah, that's my video on my sources of income and my new job and all that fun stuff. I will do like a job Q&A business stuff like later on. It probably won't be my next video, but it'll be like if you guys are interested in that type of thing. Anyways, just leave me comments down below if you have any questions, or if you want any more motivation. I can make a whole motivational video of what has been helping me a lot and stuff like that. So yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I know I rambled on a lot. I'm really excited to be back on this platform, and I'm thriving. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I'm on there every single day, even if I'm just on this platform once a week. But I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you made it this far, God bless you, and comment down below and say, what should I have you say? Say, where focus goes, energy flows. Because it's true. I hope you guys all have your head on straight this week. You have good focus. You keep that good energy. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.